Jesus flips the script. Hey fam, today's story is wild. Jesus and his crew walk past a guy who's been blind since day one. No sight, no colors, no sunrise, nothing. The disciples asked the question everybody was thinking: who messed up, him or his parents? But Jesus shuts that down instantly. He basically says, this isn't about blame. This is about God showing up. Gen Alpha translation: your struggle isn't a punishment. It's a setup for God to flex his goodness. Then Jesus does something that would totally break the internet today. He spits on the ground, makes mud, puts it on the guy's eyes, and tells him to go wash in a pool across town. No explanation, no preview, no here's the plan, just go. And the man goes. He obeys before he understands. He walks in darkness toward a miracle he can't see yet. And when he washes, boom, light, color, vision, for the first time ever. Here's the Gen Alpha takeaway. Sometimes God asks you to move before you get the full picture. You don't get clarity first, you get a command. And when you obey, the miracle meets you on the way. Lent is basically training for this. It's learning to trust God even when the path feels muddy. It's choosing obedience over explanation. It's believing that Jesus is working even when you can't see the results yet. The man starts the story in darkness, but he's already walking toward the light. From healing to worship. At the end, Jesus finds the man again. He doesn't heal him and disappear. He finishes what he started. He reveals who he truly is, and the man responds with worship. This is the whole point of the story. Jesus doesn't just fix your problems. He invites you into relationship. He doesn't just remove darkness. He becomes your light. And now the spotlight turns to us. Where are we blind? Where do we think we see clearly but actually don't? Where have we let fear, pride, or tradition block the move of God? The healed man shows us the way: openness, honesty, courage, worship. He teaches us that spiritual sight isn't about having all the answers. It's about recognizing Jesus when he stands in front of you. Trust Jesus with the muddy parts of our lives. Obey even when we don't understand. Stand boldly in what God has done. Worship the one who opens our eyes. May we move from darkness to light. May we move from confusion to clarity. May we move from fear to faith. May we move from seeing Jesus as a teacher to worshiping him as Lord. This part hits hard. The man's parents get scared. They don't want drama. They don't want to get kicked out of the synagogue. So they basically say, ask him. He's grown and he stands alone. But watch this. He doesn't fold. He doesn't back down. He doesn't let fear rewrite his story. He keeps telling the truth even when it costs him. When God changes your life, not everyone will clap. Some will doubt you. Some will question you. Some will try to drag you back into the dark. But your testimony is yours. Nobody can take away what God did in you. The Pharisees keep pushing him. They want him to say Jesus is a sinner. They want him to deny the miracle. They want him to fit their narrative, but he refuses. He basically says, look, I don't know everything, but I know this. I was blind and now I see. That's courage, that's faith, that's spiritual sight. Jesus later says something deep. People who admit they are blind get healed. People who think they already see stay blind. Humility opens your eyes. Pride shuts them. Lent invites us to that humility, to admit where we have been blind, to let Jesus touch the places we hide, to let him open our eyes to truth, compassion, and purpose. The man's story is our story. We all have blind spots. We all need Jesus to heal our vision. So the guy comes back seeing, and the neighborhood glitches. People who have known him forever are like, is that him? No way. It kind of looks like him though, and he is standing there like, yo, it is literally me. Instead of celebrating, they drag him to the religious leaders. And the leaders, they don't care about the miracle. They care about the rules. They're like, hold up, Jesus healed you on the Sabbath. That breaks our system. Imagine being healed and people get mad because it didn't fit their schedule. This is what happens when God moves outside our comfort zone. Some people rejoice, some people resist, some people get threatened. The Pharisees interrogate him like he's on trial. They question him, they question his parents, they try to pressure him into denying Jesus. But the man stays solid. He doesn't know theology, he doesn't know doctrine, he doesn't know how to debate. He just knows one thing, what Jesus did for him. That's the power of a testimony. You don't need a degree, you don't need fancy words, you don't need a perfect story. You just need the truth of what God did for you. Meanwhile, the Pharisees, the ones who think they see, are actually the blind ones. They see the miracle but miss the meaning. They know the scriptures but don't recognize the Savior. The healed man, though he's leveling up, first he calls Jesus a man, then a prophet, then from God, then finally Lord. His physical sight becomes spiritual sight. That's the journey of faith, from curiosity to conviction, from questions to worship.